So here we are again with self-love, self-discipline, and self-discovery. And remember, these are the foundations of what makes us who we are, right? Because we're not going to walk down a path if we don't know what we want. So we're going to discover it. Hopefully we're not walking down a path if we don't have some healthy boundaries for ourselves and for others. So that's self-love, and we're not going to get where we want to be without discipline and just doing it. And so that's self-discipline. And again, when you put these three together, these lay the foundation for our future, for the best version that we want to be. And it deals with a lot of kindness for ourselves, but also a lot of pushing and some hard work to get us where we need to be. So what is the area we're going to talk about this time? Well, it's time management and productivity. And so, of course, where do we start? We're going to start in discovery, because we're going to discover all about our time management and our productivity if we don't already know, right? So we're going to figure out when we're most productive and what distracts you. So some people are most productive in the middle of the night, some early in the morning, some in the middle of the day. It just really depends. And some need a lot of coffee or energy drinks. I feel like that's me sometimes, to be super productive, right? So you just have to figure out when are you most productive and slot in the things that you want to really work on during that time. And then the other times, when we're least productive, then we work on the things that are easier to work on, where we don't need to focus so much on just them. So what is another area, right? Well, we're going to practice some self-love in time management and productivity. So what this means is that we're going to accept that some days will be less productive than others, and that's okay. And we probably already realized this, right? There are some days where you just want to lay around and not do anything. Maybe just read a book, drink some nice warm coffee or some tea. Maybe go to a bar and hang out with some friends. And the next day, you know, you're not going to be that productive. And that's okay. We all need the downtime, because if we don't have the downtime, you know, we're not going to be able to, I think, produce at the higher level that we want to. And so we just need to remember that. Give yourself some breaks. Slot them in if you have to. If you're a person who has a really hard time giving yourself some breaks, pencil them into your schedule and know that those are the times where you may just do nothing and you're going to be okay doing nothing. But of course, if you are the person who does, you know, a lot of procrastinating and least production, then you're going to be slotting in the times that you are going to be productive. And those are just the times you'll be productive. So it can work either way in life. So now what's the last area? Well, of course, that's discipline, right? So we're going to follow a schedule, prioritize our tasks, and minimize procrastination. So we're just taking all three of these, laying them out in a foundation for us, and walking on that foundation is what we're doing in each of these areas of our lives. So we're going to have to build that schedule. Schedule in either times of productivity or times of no productivity. Either way, you need those times in there. A lot of times we will get really distracted, right? Distracted with social media, distracted with friends, maybe with family, you know, especially if you have kids, or let's say you didn't really have a productive day because you had to run your kids around and you wanted to do some stuff at night, but then you have a partner who comes home and you're distracted by that. Well, then that just means we're gonna have to maybe change our schedule. And that's okay to change the schedule in the next few days, where you're just like, no, this is the time for me. We're gonna find something else for everybody else to do, or just let them know they've got this, and this is the time for you. So you're gonna prioritize. That's how we prioritize our own tasks, right? We are just as important, and just because we are a wife or a husband or a long-term partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? Or parent, grandparent, it doesn't mean that we put ourselves last ever. We really should be putting ourselves first, so then we can put other people first, because we are fulfilling ourselves. We know what we want. We can help others do that, or we have enough energy to be involved in their lives more like we want to be. And we're just doing the things that make us happy. And that's really important. That, I mean, I understand we all have to live a life where sometimes you just get up and go to work, and it's not maybe where you want to be at the moment, but on the side, we're going to work towards being who we want to be, right? And then one day we can change our path and we can be who we want to be, because we don't have all of those responsibilities that we did choose, because life moves on and people get older. And so we just get to choose us sometimes. And that's really, really great to do that. And if you could do that a little bit every week, every month, every year, it may be slow going because of your responsibilities, but you'll get there one day. So this is the favorite time, right? It's the comment time. So let's comment here. Do you struggle? Is this hard for you for time management and productivity? Are you the type of person that, like, I know for me, I really changed my schedule from, I think, 8 to 4 when I worked in the banking world to 7 to 3. Loved it. I was able to get there before a lot of other people. So I actually got some quiet time in to do some work and kind of to set my day up a little bit at the office, so then I could let like the work flow for me. And I enjoyed that. And then of course I got off early enough that I missed most of the traffic, so I could do what I wanted to do in the evening hours. And I really enjoyed that as well. So is that how you set up your day? Are you more productive with less people around? Or do you set up your day where you work an afternoon or evening shift and that's more productive for you? Love to hear how that works for you. And I'm sure other people too, so they can kind of help figure out what they need to do. You know, do you have a hard time with procrastinating? Does that come really easy to you? And how can you change that? Because there's like a two-sided coin there. Like, procrastination can be an issue, but if you are a high performer on a constant basis and you never take time for yourself, I'm not saying stop being a high performer, but just realize you need some time for yourself. And if you don't, you could do burnout. And we don't want that either. So are you a high performer? Is it hard for you to take some time for yourself? Do you procrastinate a lot? Is it hard for you to get out of that funk? What do you guys do on either end of that to get out of that space? I would love to hear that. Do you not struggle? Do you struggle? Let's just get the conversation started.